Hi everyone. So why don't you guys all introduce yourselves to the people who are watching this?
Hey guys, my name is Kabirul Islam and I'm from batch 2021.
Hi guys. I'm Dave Vora and I'm from 2012 batch.
Hi everyone, I'm Sanaya Irani, batch of 1991.
Hi everyone, Yashesh Bhatia here, batch of 1985. We completed 35 years this year, so senior citizen.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Yashish.
Thank you.
Yeah. So since we have senior citizens with us now, let's clarify a few things that we've always heard of in all our school lives. Like number one, having a swimming pool in the place of a basketball court. About the pool. Was it there at your time?
So we had a small pond or a pool, as you say, without water. I think when I was in first standard, there was some water and you could walk around in it. Or thanks to Mumbai monsoons, we used to get water over there for 3 months. But other than that, no water. It was more of a small pond out there, and good memories, I would say.
That's nice. That's nice. So the story that we had heard, it felt like we had a huge, massive swimming pool, and somehow we also heard a rumor that it got cemented because someone drowned. Or
I don't recall that rumor. No.
I heard another one regarding the football ground.
And heard that there was a football ground before also, but it was taken over by the slum people.
I don't think we own the slum area.
How we wish.
Yes. We can always ask for a football ground back from them then.
Definitely. Like,
Yeah, but I would like to say we look at it more positively. We have the entire beach for football. Which school has that?
yeah, true. Which is why our football practices are very, very epic. You can also look at the Golden Gen episode that we've had on the MCD podcast, which is actually talking about the team which played the football for the school and they won those two tournaments. So that is something for the watch.
Okay.
Yeah. But talking about the slums that we had and which we did not have also, let's just have a look at how our school used to look. So I guess you have pool in that place where it was, but it's pretty much in the corner of the basketball court.
Yeah. The little pond, as Yashesh said.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever getting used to the word pond ever.
Yeah, that's why I've marked it as pool over there.
Exactly, yes. But it also sees that there was a volleyball net over there. So you guys used to play volleyball a lot?
I used to play.
Our time, the boys only played volleyball and the girls played throw ball. So that, I think those two coconut trees were perfectly placed for that net. Okay, for either the boys to play volleyball, most of the time it was them who would take over that entire ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the girls had throw ball.
The other interesting thing in that map was the garage classroom.
Class at our time, of course, children were small. There seemed to be a lot of place for movement. But now, when you just stand at the door and you look at the garage class, it's tiny.
Totally, yeah. Like you have to actually bend to walk in the classroom.
In fact, I think there is the music room is in one of the garage classrooms now, as in the last couple of years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But one aspect that we are totally overlooking right now is the canteen. How can we miss that? So the canteen which was there on the platform?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have canteen. So the canteen was part on the platform and part below. So basically the structure between the annex and the main school building. Okay. Over there, we had this Parsi lady in our time who would come to, to sell food, and we'd have a lot of lovely, dhansak was there, few Parsi dishes were there, non-veg was there. Of course, the main thing was what I remember eating and what a lot of us had were these Simba chips, okay, and these packet popcorn that was already pre-made and kept in packets. That was a hit in our time. And in short break, the school had this lovely system of having milk and biscuits. So we would get energy milk, and there would always be a fight to try and get I think the coffee flavor, okay, which everyone kind of loved. Yes, so there was always a fight for that, and there was always this one student who would come to every class with a bag of biscuits, which was mostly Marie or Parle G.
Correct.
Yeah. So we would try to grab whatever biscuits we could, and of course rush for that energy crate that was put into the classroom. Yeah. So no one wanted, I think, that pineapple flavor.
Correct. Pineapple was always available.
Yeah. And one thing, in Manekji, any vegetarian will become a hardcore non-veg convert in Manekji Cooper.
I totally agree.
But the craze that you spoke about for the Simba chips, somehow we never had that. I don't even recall having Simba chips at my time, but we had the insane craze for samosas, and that has been verified by each and every teacher also in the school. And we'd always be so jealous that 5 minutes before the break started, they could order to the peon and get the samosas to the staff room earlier.
And the children will not get it.
Yeah, and we'd have to rush down, and even if you're 5 minutes late, the samosas are over. You get everything else, but the samosas are definitely over.
The canteen has changed in the past few years, I think 2-3 years. So like the canteen now sells like different stuff every day. So like on certain days we get Manchurian, which is quite good, which is very good, and every day we get lassis in small bottles.
But then we've not only had the canteen for all the eateries, but we've gone outside and we've had those Pepsi Colas and Gannas, and during my time we had cafe coffee day as well, right outside the school.
To do that when we were dispersing from school,
True.
when we were getting into the buses. So the first thing what we would do is, rather than get into the bus, we would head to gate 4, okay, and get those Pepsis. Yes, and we used to enjoy that in the buses.
Yeah, and I can also say all our uniforms were filled with Kala Khatta color.
Also have one man who comes near the gate 4 and he sells us curry, which is very good. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Very
And
nice.
kachi keri.
Yeah, kachi curry.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, something new for the people.
But I'm sure all of Kabir's batches, etc., would be at the Nariyal Wala and the Ghanne Wala.
True. How does it
Yeah.
feel now when you know that the children have an air conditioner in the classroom and they have whiteboards and markers, compared to what we had was a blackboard and a chalk? So
Okay, so all right, I'll tell you a funny thing. When I took admission for Jehan, so when we came in, I think in 2010, walking up that platform, walking up the stairs, coming to the first floor, okay, I saw the same brown sofa, okay, that was there from my time. That was outside the supervisor and the offices, okay. So at that moment, I just felt I'm walking back to 1991. Because literally I felt nothing changed, and that's the beauty of it. Okay, so even when my son did enter school, there was still blackboard and chalk. Okay, and then they gradually, of course, they upgraded and moved to markers and whiteboard. But I tell you, our time, when you had that chalk and you had that blackboard and that noise that chalk makes, and then when it breaks off, you wait for those pieces to collect on the floor, you collect it. So we used to have chalk fights in class. Okay, we used to love taking bits of chalk and rubbing it on the seat, on the desk, on the chair. Okay, on the bench, people would sit and have their uniforms stained white. Yeah, that time is something that you can never express. You can only experience.
I agree. I agree. What do you have to say about it, Yashish?
So we did have only blackboards and chalks, and the best memories are the colored chalks, and you used to use them on painting and on put on your fellow members' uniform. So we used to do that a lot too. You take that pink chalk, green chalk, and start painting on someone's uniform. And being less academic than many of my peers, that was my favorite pastime, which we used to do. So that's my memory of the chalkboard and the whiteboard. I mean, the blackboard and the chalks.
Yashish, did your chalk ever hit a teacher? Because unfortunately, the chalk hit a teacher in my time, and unfortunately by me.
No, it was not done. We didn't see that. We never attacked the teachers so voraciously or fiercely.
No, we attacked the teacher. We were attacking each other. Least bothered that there is a teacher in the class.
So I could have never imagined having a computer in 1991.
We did have a computer. We had a small little computer lab. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think at our time, people used to only go to the computer lab to just enjoy the air conditioner, number one,
Yeah.
and play games on the computer. These are the only two things that we've done.
The laboratories are relatively the same. Like, our physics and bio lab, the chemistry lab from our time, we had like all wooden. We had kind of like like wooden platforms, etc., and our Bunsen burners and those test tubes that would forever break. Yeah, and now we have a beautiful chemistry lab now.
The tubes still break. And yeah, everything is very wonderful. It's very wonderful. Yeah, they've renovated the lab recently, like 2 years back, I think.
Yeah, the best experiments were the exothermic, where the heat is given out when you take to this thing. So you get a lot of the fumes and the smoke, and that used to be a lot of fun. So I think we used to do that a lot.
Nice, yes.
Yeah.
But I can tell that not everything has changed. So back from your time till now, the school uniforms are pretty much the same, right?
Except the PT uniform.
Yeah, the PT uniforms have changed recently.
So how are the new PT uniforms?
Like, they are good, but the trousers tear up a lot. That's a really bad thing.
Yeah.
They now have lovely. Okay, so all of them have blue jersey material trousers with the and with the color of the house color t-shirt. It's what the uniform is now. And in our time, we had a white t-shirt. Yashish, if you had the same, we had a white t-shirt with the house color logo on the front of the t-shirt.
Correct.
For me as well.
Yeah.
A white t-shirt with the house color logo.
Correct.
I'm just glad that unlike girls, we do not have colorful pants. But what I want to ask is, I recently got in some information regarding the school turning from ISC to ICSE. So can you guys just highlight a little bit about what that thing was?
So from what I remember, the last batch of ISC was in 74, and I joined the school in 75. So from first standard onwards, I was pretty much doing whatever the ICSE curriculum. But yeah, I do believe that we did have that in 74, which was ISC one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the last batch.
I remember going to Bhaidas Hall every year for the annual day, and it almost felt like Bhaidas Hall was a part of our school.
We would have the regular dance plays, and every year the 10 standards would put on one program. So in our time, it was a fashion show which we had at Bhaidas when we were in the 10th standard.
That's amazing. That sounds actually quite exciting. I think the both of you were always more enthusiastic about the sports day rather than the annual day, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in '85, like cricket used to be pretty popular. Inter-house cricket tournaments, inter-house volleyball tournaments, and obviously badminton, table tennis. A whole lot of tournaments used to happen. Green inter-house tournaments used to be there. Our sports day used to be held at Parel. There was a police ground at Parel, Naigaon Parel ground. We used to have a sports day over there. Uh, and we used to go to Balkaji Bari for practicing, for cricket practice, etc. And for badminton courts used to be at Balkaji Bari. And football used to be on the beach and volleyball in school. So that was our sports focus over there.
Like, so the sports day now take place in Prabodhan or Mahatre Ground. Like, we don't have football or cricket. Like, we only like, have races and relays and long jumps. And yeah, that's all.
So, what were your memories related to the beach?
Me,
Yeah.
honestly, it was always the guys who would be on the beach for all their practice. So yeah, I have never been on the beach.
What about you, Kabirul, Yashish?
So 50% time on beaches for me at least. A lot of time on beaches. Also, I used to walk on Jew Beach to go home. So I used to walk from school to Jew Bus Depot, and we go to the beach essentially. So that used to be a nice walk that we used to have.
50% of the time sounds a lot like bunking classes, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, for at least for sports, or you go there to cheer your batchmates or schoolmates and all. So a lot of time on beach. I would say.
Yeah, so like basically when the sports day trials take place on the beach, and we also used to have football practice on the beach, which was very fun, and we used to have a lot of training and all. It was very fun, but recently football practices have stopped in the recent years.
So, talking about football, it also reminds me to a lot of games that we've played in the school, which are not as athletic in their nature. Like the games that we've played in the short break and lunch break, specifically. Yeah. So the first few that come to my mind are games like book cricket and the hand cricket and red hands and name place animal thing, connecting the dots and pen fights and whatnot. So
Kitty
what are your
kitty, kitty kitty.
I'm not sure. We've never had. I don't think I know the game. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so the boys in our foyer, okay, would love to play hitty kitty. Okay, so basically, yeah, so basically there would be like 5 or 6 of them who would, one would be standing right against the wall, taking the support of the wall or the door of the classroom, and there would be others who would hold on to the waist in a crouched position, all right, one behind the other. Then you have another set of boys who have to jump onto those. Yeah. And like kitty coming, apparently, yes. So the entire short break and lunch break was only hitty kitty. Yeah. We would play this animal thing.
Okay.
Yashish, you play hitty kitty?
Yeah, we used to play the hitty kitty. Then we also used to play leg cricket and hand cricket. So that used to be a lot of popular things. And lunch break, we used to have lunch, compulsory lunch from school up to the 7th standard. So yeah, that was something different that changed a lot after when you were in 7th. And the moment your lunch was over, you rush and start playing volleyball. So that was our lunch break activities out there.
Yeah. So there used to be like some people around a bench, and we used to take the pens and we used to play like carom only. Like, we have to strike the pens and we have to knock the other people's pens off the table. So like whoever's the last remaining, whose pens is the last remaining on the table, that person wins the pen fight.
Oh, we used to also play that that game with the rubber band slingshot.
The slingshot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you all used to have ink pens during that time, or it was ballpoint pen?
Both.
Ink pen.
Both.
Yeah.
Like there was no compulsion as such, so people would just pick up whichever they would want.
And you all used to throw ink like this on someone, or?
Not intentionally, but we've had a lot of unintentional incidents.
Okay. Okay.
We've had unintentional incidents where a person is just thinking with a pen in their mouth, and somehow in the next 10 minutes, there's ink all over his tongue. My parents had heard a lot about the academic prowess that the school had, and how the school was one of the top schools and like probably the best.
Back in 80s, 75, 80, it was in the top 5 or probably the top 2 or 3 in the city, in Mumbai at least.
Wow.
And extremely hard to get into it because it was a small school. Our batch size used to be about 35, 40 total batch size. So very hard to get into it, and very good school at that time and now also. I'm pretty sure of that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, those days when, for example, when we took admission, I joined in the 7th standard. So when anyone would ever ask me, like, which school are you from? And I would say Manikji Cooper, they would always raise their eyebrows and say, oh my God, what a fabulous school. Okay. And in our time, we never had the newspaper publishing that you're in the top 5 or the top 10. But it was understood that Manikji Cooper was amongst the best ICSE schools. Because whoever you talk to and you just say Manikji Cooper, it would be a matter of pride.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And frankly, over the years now, of course, we have statistics and we have, those polls, etc.
Yeah.
But our school has always been, consistent in remaining within the top 10 ICSE schools. And it's got not just academic excellence, but even extracurricular excellence.
And I for sure can confidently say that I'm very, very proud of being a Cooperite.
We all are.
Always.
That also reminds me, Yashesh, I would definitely want one of those mugs.
Yeah, so this is the mug that we have of our 60th Diamond Jubilee. You can see it over here. And if anybody wants, contact me for sure.
During my time in the school, we constantly had this rivalry with Jamna Bai. Be it in football, be it just to prove which school is better, and just in general with the people over there, and we'd be like, Manikji was better than Jamna Bai, and Jamna Bai would say the same, obviously, for their own school. But yeah, so how long and how deep does this rivalry go? Sanaya, did you have the same rivalry at your time?
Yeah, we did. It would, I would say in those days the competition was very fierce. Okay, it was like Jamna Bai and Manikji it's like born to be rivals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, all knives are out.
Yeah, totally.
There is no bonhomie or anything. Straight knives out.
I'm sure over the years the rivalry must have mellowed down.
Coming to the most important part of the school right now, which has probably instilled all of the emotions that we have for our school within us, are the teachers. The bond that we've had with teachers, I for sure can say, even at the age of 40, if I meet any of my school teachers, I know that they have a right to scold me in front of my children. They are almost like our second parents.
Yes, they are.
So during 80s, pretty strict, but very approachable. You could go to the staff room and ask them questions, etc. Even when we were studying, I used to question a lot. Many times my chemistry teacher, Mrs. Sachdev, and very positive experience, no doubt about it, and obviously a lot of respect for them, deep respect. They did teach us and they did lead well. Let's put it that way. They meant very well for the children. So very happy to have them as our teachers.
Yeah, I do recollect Mrs. Sachdev in particular. Now that you mentioned her, isn't she adorable? Even back then and now. I've also wanted to ask, what are the punishments that you've had that the teachers have given you?
At our time it was not teachers would whack us. they would not hit us, but they would whack us. And I would say we used to enjoy that. Okay, when they would actually come and give you one on your arm or on your back, we at a certain point we looked forward to it. I think we were made to stand outside the classroom if we misbehaved or we did anything wrong. Then of course go down to the principal's office. Now that was one thing we feared greatly. We had Mrs. Katki in our time, bless her soul.
Even I've been sent out of the class a lot of times. Like the teachers are now very lenient. They're not that strict as Yashish and Sanaya describing. They're not that strict. The most extreme punishment you can get is a shouting from the teacher, or she'll send you out of the class. Like remarks don't even exist now.
But I used to dread those remarks. I was very scared of them. But
We were
irrespective
scared
of all
of-
the punishments, our teachers have always loved us, and we deep down in our hearts always know that. Maybe not when we are in the school and we are getting punished, but now that we graduated and we look back at it, we know that it was just out of love.
Yeah. But
True.
Dave, do you realize even when they punished us, the very next minute they would forget why they punished us? In our time, like if you were late to class, you can't enter. All those things about maybe being like having that discipline ingrained into us, having teachers being loving and strict at the same time has really helped, I would say, our generation, okay, greatly, because it's what we remember of, say, punctuality at that time is why today we are, say, punctual in our work, in our careers, etc.
Yeah.
So we always say that what you learn as a child and as a student stays with you for life.
But also another thing that we all, at least I can positively confirm for my batch, we all dreaded was the 10th standard board exams and the academic pressure that came along with it.
And frankly speaking, when you say pressure, we honestly didn't find the pressure, I guess, the way students now find the pressure. We were very habituated. The important thing is that they have done very well in ICSE. That's the most important thing. Marks don't define you at the end of the day, because I think in our time, we never had this 90s scheme. Yeah, not at all. It'll be brilliant if someone got an 80% in our time in ICSE.
Yeah, I can understand. So these are actually tips for Kabirul, by the way, since he's in 10th standard right now.
Like
Yeah.
people are now saying that the boards are going to get cancelled. So we don't know.
No, your boards won't get cancelled. It's a rite of passage to go through ICSE.
And at least in our early years, used to be birthdays.
Yeah.
And everyone used to bring sweets and they'd dress up and then they'd have the entire class singing happy birthday to them at the start of the day, and they'd distribute sweets to everyone. They'd go to the principal and other teachers and they'd distribute sweets to them as well.
True.
But in your time, rather like you and Kabir would actually distribute chocolates. Okay.
Yes.
Our time, we would distribute little toffees. So
Correct.
yeah, so we had like the Kiss Me toffee, the Melody toffee, then we had these Ravel Gown sweets, and of course, if you really wanted to indulge, then we would buy that 1 rupee eclair.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
Cadbury.
that 1 rupee eclair is still quite blissful even today.
Yes. So in those days, that 1 rupee eclair was a luxury, I'm telling you, because that Kiss Me toffee and all was all that 25 paisa. Those days were paisa.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let
And
alone a toffee, on these days, we don't even get a 25 paise coin.
Exactly. So we used to go around the class and we used to give two toffees to every student.
The one thing that everyone, like I can definitely say the nation wants to know this, is what were the things that you used to do which would make you feel cooler at your time?
Yashish, what did you do?
No, nothing to be cool. I was more of a
I don't think we were cool.
quite.
We would kind of walk around. We would kind of walk around with how do I put it? Like generally have our shirts tucked out, our ties like always a little down. And as we grew older, our skirts got a little shorter.
Yeah. And even that's passed down the generations. What is the one mischief that you have seen or done in your school time which
Punished for a month outside, so it was pretty mischievous. It was the 3 or 4 of us who were out of the biology class. So, and that was my most mischievous thing that I've done.
Yeah. What about you, Sanaya?
Nothing. I told you just that one chalk incident where we were playing with chalk and sadly it hit our teacher, our art teacher. I mean, I can't say there have been a lot of things that people have done, all right, but nothing that stays in my memory that would be the most mischievous thing. I guess every batch has its moment.
I really want to just take a minute to say how Maniji has influenced me and how much I miss this school every day when I'm even talking to you guys or being a part of this podcast, which is actually why we started this podcast in the first place. Do you guys have anything that you would want to talk or say about the school?
I just want to say that there are certain things that live with you, from school and what you take back. The one thing that I will always take back is how everyone in the school, be it the teacher or the supervisor or even the office staff, all right, how they have helped me with respect to kindness, courage, strength, determination. These 4 values have lived with me over the years, and it's all because of the school.
Correct.
So really, thank you, Manikji Cooper.
Thank you, Manik.
Yeah, for me, it's been formative years. My closest friends, unbelievable bonds with my fellow friends and with my teachers. I still remember my teachers. We meet unbelievable bonds of friendship, of everything, and obviously made me a pretty well-rounded person to face the world. And all I can say is with this mug and with my beautiful yellow and blue, सबसे ऊपर मानिक जी ऊपर.
It's our last year especially, so like I'm going to miss all my friends and all.
So thank you guys. Thank you all for coming to this podcast.
Thank you everyone. It was lovely.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you
very
guys.
much, Dave.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye guys.